U.S. health officials could soon give emergency use of a vaccine used to slow the COVID-19 pandemic.
Pfizer has asked the Food and Drug Administration to allow emergency use of its coronavirus vaccine as early as next month. The drug manufacturer announced earlier this month an unfinished study showed its vaccine is about 95% effective against the virus. Regulators within the FDA will now have to decide if there is enough evidence to allow emergency vaccinations.
Now, if and when that Pfizer vaccine gets approved for use, it will not be as widely available in mid-Missouri as the Moderna Pharmaceuticals version will be.
ABC 17's Victoria Bragg joins us live in Columbia after taking an in-depth look at why the vaccine will only be available through a few medical providers.
Victoria, some healthcare providers are struggling to find ways to store Pfizer's vaccine.
Deb Lucas, the MU Healthcare will be one of the few facilities in Missouri that is able to store the Pfizer vaccine because of its extreme cold storage conditions that it requires. 2 COVID vaccines are expected to soon undergo FDA and CDC approval. I spoke with Brad Myers, MU Healthcare's Executive Director of Pharmacy and Laboratory, about these vaccines.
Currently, there are 2 key vaccines that seem to be headed towards approval, which one's a Pfizer product that has to be kept at negative 70, and then the Moderna, which has to be kept at negative 20. And it's just how the vaccine has been prepared by the manufacturers.
Myers explained these temperatures are considered ultra cold, and there is a process to thaw out the vaccine before administering it.
And we actually can put that vaccine in the refrigerator for 5 days after it's thawed out. So there's a little bit of time gap or lapse that we have between thawing out the vaccine and administering. It is different once the vials will come in 10 doses per vial. So once you utilize that vial for the first time, then the clock does start ticking at that point, and we have to administer the 10 doses within 24 hours.
Myers explained patients will need another dose of the vaccine 28 days after receiving their first dose. Both vaccines have been shown to be 95% effective according to clinical trials. I asked Myers if there are any conditions that would not allow someone to be eligible for the vaccine.
At this point, we do not have the clinical data. So once the vaccine is approved by the FDA through the emergency use process, then we'll have that clinical data to make a decision in terms of which patients would or would not be eligible. That information has not been released yet.
Myers explained the FDA approval process for these vaccines could take weeks. That extreme cold storage requirement for the Pfizer vaccine means it will not be available at local health departments, but it will be available at MU Healthcare. Representatives from St. Mary's and Lake Regional Hospitals told us that they plan to have the vaccine but are still working on it. We reached out to Boone Hospital for their plans, but they have yet to reach back out to us. Reporting live in Columbia, I'm Victoria Bragg, ABC 17 News.
All right, thank you, Victoria. Again, the Pfizer vaccine must still win federal approval.